Hi everyone, it's Mariet, and today my guest is Sergio. Sergio is a good friend of mine and my coworker, and today we, for the first time, we decided for my podcast to do a video as well. So it's our first time, it's our third take. There are mosquitoes here, and I'm sorry Sergio, you're going to be itching tonight.
Yeah.
But let's do this. So Sergio, would you mind introducing yourself briefly to our audience?
Sure. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Barcelona, Spain. I'm not native in English, so sorry for that. I will try to simplify. I study computer science. I have a master with computer science. I have been living in Japan, in Tokyo. Right now we are in close to Harajuku. 8 years in Japan. I have been in 4 companies right now, in the 4th one,
Wow.
4 startups. And I'm a director of engineering. I manage managers. I have some experience there. And yeah, that's it. Let's try to dig into the
let's try to dig in a little bit more. And by the way, we both work in a startup called Money Tree. It's a fintech company. So
Yes.
that's how I met Sergio, and I think we will be touching upon and especially Sergio's experiences with regards to probably Money Tree. Okay, cool.
Slightly more center.
Sergio, maybe I would like to go back to the time where you used to live in Barcelona, and we are all from different places. And what I really like about Money Tree is that Money Tree is very international. We have so many
Around 25 cultures,
yes,
25 countries.
yeah. So we have so many different representatives from various countries, and for me, it's always fascinating to be meeting people with different cultural backgrounds and learning from them, right? So I would like to know, what was your childhood like back in Spain, in Barcelona, and maybe something that you learned back then that really also you could enforce even more in your current professional environment or in your daily life, something that you brought with you and carry still, in your head, heart. Is it a too complicated question?
Yes, it's a very long, complicated question.
You can simplify.
I can try to explain my idea. Okay, I think there is all your life you are learning, you are absorbing information, and you use that for later. No, or at least me. Everything I tried, every situation I got a conclusion, and then this conclusion I try to apply later. No, there is what is called inertia. Okay? Inertia of the knowledge, and also the stages. Depends the stage of your life. You are okay. You want more party. You want to study more. You want to hang out with friends. You want to just watch Netflix. So you need to discover this.
What kind of kid were you? Were you the
I was,
playing with the?
No, I think, or at least myself, in being a kid, more shy, more student oriented. I think I was pretty good student before the 15 years old. I think that I was able to go to I was living in Barcelona, in the center, mostly the center. I had an apartment in the beach, and I have the hometown of 5,000 people in 400 kilometers away of 5,000
village.
People.
Is it a village?
Yeah, it's completely a village. So you have mountains, there, and you see the
Nice.
farm.
Wow.
You see so many things that you don't see later in the city. So it was a moment of my life, and each one of them just together made me what I am now. And I'm sure that I'm going to be learning the same for the future. So the
Right.
next 30 years I'm going to be the same. Like I'm going to take experiences and reinforce. When I was 8 years old, I discovered, it was the first steps for me about computer science. After the 15 years old, but even from the 8 years old, I was learning, chatting with my brother, who was also computer science. So I was learning step by step, different moments, faster, slower.
But what attracted you to what? How do I say it? Like spiked your interest in computers as a child? The fact that it was a new technology. What was it that you found exciting about it?
I think you don't know. Even now, you don't know. You just do it. You don't realize what can be affecting you. It's someone. I mean, you need someone who introduced that.
Right. Was it your brother?
Somehow my brother, also my aunt, he was. working on that. It's kind of a little bit of everything. No, it was nothing. And at the end, one thing is when I was 8 years old. Later, when I was 15 years old, I had much more clear. I had books. I did a course about web developing, etc. So it's smaller steps, no, but it helped me a lot from the 15 years old to be isolated, to be learning, to do more that I could do in my my school. No, so it was like, oh, I am bored in the school, so I need something else. So
were you bored in school?
Exactly. So I had the better degrees and I got less. No, but it was good enough for me. It was like, okay, I don't really need to struggle here. I just need to. I want to do something else which I can learn a lot more. No, I was focused a lot about security stuff, so I learned the security. You need to understand the fundamentals of the computer science. So that's what made me to go deeper and deeper and deeper. No, it's just my motivation.
Your motivation, curiosity.
Exactly.
When you say you were isolated during those days, you mean like you chose? You were curious. You wanted to learn more, and
I think it's more about you are not, or I was not so social, or was not my first concern to be just. I was social in the school, etc. No problem at all, but it was not the highest priority, like, oh, I need 100 friends and to go out every day with them. No, that's not. It's more.
You didn't have the fear of missing out that many young people have now.
Exactly. For me, it was like, oh, that's a new world. Is very interesting. I was playing video games also quite. So that's all the culture that was more the cyberpunk thing, and well. For me was meeting very interesting people, very smart people. For me was a challenge, was something that no one else was doing, there. And so for me was that. And I was able to spend this many hours there in my computer doing things. I was even playing with Flash and doing video games there.
Oh, wow.
I was doing fun stuff about translating things, etc. So imagine that kind of diversity, that happened there. So everything there sum up to. And even the people I met later, that to deliver what is now.
At university, I'm sure university was different from school.
Completely.
Where would you say you met the most prominent, or people those who had big impact on your decisions later, or on your life and in your career?
There are two sides. One is my university friends, in the technical side that I met the first day I joined. I met one of the friends that he introduced me more people, and now they are my group of friends. That's amazing because they are super smart. They know very well what they do, etc. And the other one is I joined the council after the first year in the university because it's very strict university. It took me 6 years and a half. The average is 7 years.
Oh wow!
And it's 5 years university. And now, of course, it's a master. Okay, this 5 years is
so
a degree.
In 5 years you get master. Okay.
Yes. Well, the thing is, it was different before, and it changed later with Bologna.
Bologna system.
So that's what happened. Okay, that's a convalidation. The point is that I was in the council. I did so many things there, attending so many groups of reunions, meetings with teachers, with the students, with the university, with the dean. So the dean of the university was my professor for the thesis. So it was like,
your advisor.
Wow, exactly. So it was awesome, that kind of level. For me it was very, very, very interesting to have both sides, the technical side and the human side, and to expose yourself, talk with the people.
So university, would you say that university gave you, or was it maybe more of your also rational decision to become more social and learn more social skills?
It was with the flow. It was with the flow.
Okay.
It was with the flow.
It happened more naturally.
Yes, because for me, I think that also the way of my family, etc., a bit more protective. So I have the opportunity to go out, and do more things. And every time that I did more things and when more freedom in that way, I was able to discover and do more. So sometimes it's like you were late for things, but you were very pioneer for other things. So it was a mix of the society and the right moment that I was very lucky to. I was lucky because I was very unique in that moment. I was doing things that not so many people. So the scarcity, it gives you more power, somehow. So I was very lucky in that way. So as my life went on, I was able to reach other things and learn, and I need to pick up quickly, no, with this, like with the friends of the university. I started to travel with them. We went to London, Italy, some areas, which for me was the first time to wow, that's very nice, no? So it opened my eyes, no, in the moment. But everything went very quickly, no? I was advanced in some areas, I wasn't so much. So it's a little bit of everything. But I was with the flow. I was not thinking like, oh, I need to be social now. No. It's like I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
I like it. I like it to be with people. I like computers. I love computers. I know about computers. What's the next challenge? No, and my next challenge was for me to understand humans, etc. My thesis, for example, was about social engineering. Social engineering is about manipulate, influence people. Well, it's a kind of vector of
Becoming
attack.
a spy.
It's kind of trying to take information, etc. Okay, that's the way, no, to manipulate people. But for me, it was super interesting because I never care or I never focus on heart of the others. It's to learn about the others to the benefit of the others.
A little bit like I don't know, maybe strange question, but what means to be young to you? Now that we're talking about your
Alive.
youth,
To be alive.
To be alive.
To be alive and don't stop, or to be too lazy. I am sometimes like trying to relax and I turn in the bed and after 5 minutes I'm like I need to do something else because if I don't do enough things I can feel like I cannot sleep later. I haven't done enough on that day, no? So to be alive is to be young is to be alive.
How do you balance that, like to be alive and being able to do as many things as possible during the 24 hours and also balance and not to be too stressed about that? How do you balance that?
One, it's like playing video games. When you play video games, you get tired. No, you just play video games and play video games.
Wow.
So it's the
you
same.
never get tired?
Kind of. If you do what is motivating to you, you don't get tired, because it's not for you a work or a job. It's just.
So do what you love.
Exactly. So for me, my hobby is my profession. No, of course I'm doing other things, etc. But I'm lucky. That's it. I'm super lucky, and I recognize this to be lucky. Okay, that's probably one of the most important things. But yeah, that's the fundamentals. I'm not suffering doing that. I'm just enjoying. I can go hours and hours and go deeper into a topic. Lately, for example, investment. Okay, less deep in. You get an obsession with that, and you learn very deep, and then you understand, and okay, you live there. Okay, you understood. You know. Okay, you're not the professional. You're the expert. You have respect for the topic. Okay, I know the topic what they are talking about. I understand who is a liar, who is not. Okay, I understand. I know that, but that's it. But I focus. I spend a lot of hours, as you said. I also organize my time. I also cut things that they are not really worth to me.
What are those things?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't go to many other parties, or maybe people they love to do, I don't know, some kind of sport that I don't do. This kind of sport. For example, well, I didn't mention yet, but to come to Japan, I did a trip with one of my best friends, traveling 100 days across all Asia, India, Thailand, all the Asia, and then China, Japan. And right now, every year with another of my best friends, I'm trying to go 2 weeks at least to one of these places. Well, one of the previous one in one, Canada, etc. And we go around 2 weeks, hiking, etc. So we do this exercise, but I'm not doing this frequently. Sadly, okay, I would love that. But hey, the point is organize. Be organized. You need to sacrifice things that you cannot do.
Yeah. And
you need to be effective. You need to
make smart decisions. So, being in the counselor at university, what are the main qualities you think that you learned and you are still grateful about having those qualities?
Okay, in my case, I was slightly different. Even in the school, at the end of the school, I was even studying these topics about human society, etc. So in the university, I didn't pick up so many courses about technically. I picked some of them, but not many of them like other people. I went also very kind of other areas. For example, game theory. It's about taking decisions, etc.
It's so difficult.
Or history or hardware. Or I try to do a lot of diversity, of topics. So I think I went broader than
rather than going into one
yes,
specific
narrow,
field.
no?
Okay.
Of course, I know some topics I know quite, okay, but at the end of the day, you're gonna forget. They're gonna be better and better and better, and you're gonna never catch up. Instead, if you are investing on what is the design or what is the idea, the process, how to organize, how to that's gonna get better investments long term, no? So now I call them compound gains, no? Because you are just putting the seed, and this seed is going to be grow, not by you, by maybe other people, but it's fine, no? You are setting this right direction, no? To be successful. That's a little bit what I did. For example, give me one example. In the university, almost everything that I have as a PDF, I save in my Google Drive. So now I can just search.
You can refer back to the...
exactly. I can remember, refresh everything I was doing.
Oh, that's
there.
amazing.
So,
but in terms of maybe like some leadership skills or decision-making skills, like you said you were elected as a president of the student council, right?
Yeah. This was a 10, 20 people group.
Right.
I was there 5 years. So in the last 1-2 years, I was there as a president coordinator. But yeah. I was also before as secretary and also the treasury of that.
Yeah,
so
like that.
I knew when.
That path must have taught you so many things that you're using.
Awesome. Yeah, completely. No, that's another kind of skills that I think that university, you can go to university, get a certificate, and that's it, or you can really use the time. And for me, was not I finish and I go home. I finish, I go to the delegation council, and we spend 1 hour there with other people. Hey, how are you? What you are doing? How we organize? What are the problems? So for me was that more than the university, more than the title, no? So it was awesome. It was an amazing experience.
I think nowadays, I think you raised a good point. Like you can go to university and get the certification and completely forget about it, or you can actually use your time. Do you think university will become ubiquitous in a way, like, oh, nobody... There are so many engineers right now who never went to university and never got any degrees, but they learned, they taught themselves, and they are amazing. Do you think the relevance of educational institutions is becoming, less with the time now that so many things are available online and for free?
Okay, that's very complex question. Okay,
we
need much more to analyze.
Let's make it short.
I can give you a short answer.
Just your personal opinion. Yeah.
The first thing is. If you don't have the degree, it's just you didn't invest a lot of hours doing so many areas that you learn in the university. Okay, one thing is the university. There is a moment that the quality, we could say, or depending the professor, depending the department, depending so many things, is not the best. It's not ideal. In other cases, it's very good. Okay, but it's not in general. It's not ideal. So you study so many things, they are not going to be useful for you. They're going to open your mind, which I think is very nice, but they are not so useful. This is one side, but I think that now computer science or this kind of engineering, we call it, this software development, it became much easier.
Right.
So when things are easy, they are affordable for everybody. So yeah,
but when you say easier, what do you mean?
It means that you can go to a web page, you can go to React web page, you can do all the tutorial, you can copy and paste some widgets, and you can have something working.
I see.
Before you need to go to the assembly, you need to change the bit codes, you need to do something and make it happen. Now it's easier, which is good. Which is good. It's not
more
a bad
scalable.
Thing. Exactly, but the point is that these people that they don't have the experience, and maybe they earn the experience just with practice. Okay, that's fine. I am not judging the people for where they have been. Okay. They're gonna lack or they're gonna make more mistakes. That's something you're gonna see. For example, when you ask someone who left the university and debug something, they're gonna understand more. Why? Because they have the 360 degrees. Okay, someone who doesn't know is like, what is the network threshold? That's the point. Okay, or memory page size. That's the point. So, can people without the degree catch up the people that have the degree? Yeah, sure. If you spend the same amount of time or with the same efficiency. The same content, no, or similar content. So people that they didn't, they can be very good professionals, or they can even focus in some slightly different areas. So it's not something to, how can I say, to be
to choose one or the other.
Exactly, to have the threshold there. Let me tell you something. People that they leave the university, they are also going to need time to catch up about the experience side. So
a lot of times
they're very academic, and this is a problem for them. But once they catch up, I mean, I prefer someone. I prefer in general, average. Okay, there are exceptions. That I would prefer someone who has focused all their life, like kind of I'm doing, like aligned with something like, hey, I'm good with this. At the end, the career change is gonna be like, hey, that's good, but now you need to show me. You are 20 years behind me.
Oh, I see.
That's the point. It's like, hey, do I want to play the violin and be very good? Hey, I need to practice a lot.
Yes.
And even some people are going to tell you, oh, you didn't learn when you were a kid, so your brain didn't get used, it didn't shape like that. So, hey, respect for the violinists, for the pianists, for everybody in the profession. Like, hey, do you know to that? There are a lot of, in general, salespeople, and they come, oh, I have been 25 years in the sales. Hey, that's fine. I respect. No, it's like, hey, you know what to do. You know how to read people. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, I know because I was interested. I learned. I invest a lot of time. No, but is it fair to compare someone who has this to other? Okay, maybe this person did something which was awesome, and then we sold the company and we got a lot of millions of this person. That's maybe not fair, or this doesn't. I think one of the things that I believe is that, okay, you have a degree. That's good. You need to prove it. You need to show. You need to demonstrate that you have this. You cannot take a degree and say, oh, I'm the master. I'm master. You are not master. No.
In political science.
You need to show.
Yeah.
It's the same like, oh, I don't have any degree with or course or certification with English, but I have been here in Japan. I have been talking with the English environment. I can talk. I go back to Spain. I listen to my friends, and it's like, wow, okay, you know more than this, etc.
Right.
But you don't have the fluency. And why? Because you don't practice every
Yeah,
day. You never practice.
Yeah.
And hey, that's the point. Do you want someone who is able to do it, or you want someone who has a paper that says that is able to do it? That's the difference. And that's what matters more.
Yeah.
Right now, with we can go deeper in the topic, but I don't think so. It's
Yeah,
a place.
yeah.
But now you have academies from Coursera. You have Google is doing their own university. So many places you can buy a certification, very expensive, etc. Hey, you need to evaluate if it's worth for you. And in the future, I think that there's going to be more of these online resources, and people they're going to choose them, and it's going to be fair. And the university, what they need to do is they need to see the reality and adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt to the new reality.
Speaking of adaptation and adapting, I think right now we're all in those unusual, extraordinary times where also we need to adapt, right? COVID is still going on,
Yes.
and we're all working from home. We've been working from home for more than half a year right now. And how do you evaluate yourself and your adaptability? And we can transfer that to Money Tree also. Like how well do you think we are equipped to adapt quickly enough? And do we need to be quick?
Multi-question.
Can we take our time? I don't know. What do you think?
Okay.
What's your at home? Like, how do you work? Working from home. Like, how your life has changed and how you adapted.
Let's try to organize.
Let's start with that. Sorry.
The first thing is we have changed our way of living. We need to adapt very quickly, and the longer you take to realize that we are in a new
normal.
New world or new way of working, the more you are going to suffer. Okay, one example is the person who has a business and they were or a restaurant, for example, and or the family business, okay, whatever it is, and they had clients, and now the clients are not coming, so maybe this person needs to reinvent and go to the clients, no, and contact them, be more online, etc. No, so we need to change. One of the things that I am trying to invest is about understanding more about working remotely with a better camera, phone, a chair, a monitor, a light, etc. Because I want to be understood. Okay, with my limitations.
It really matters, right?
So before I have one example, no, about the people they were wearing suits. Okay, suit is important. A suit, depends the person you are talking. But now what's going to be important is how well you are seen, how well you are listening, how well you are even communicating, no, what you are saying with the all the subjects they are there, no, you are not guessing the information, listen, because you need to be that. So how we are adapting the company way, etc. I think we are doing pretty well. I think the company is one of the winners, or in the positive side for the COVID, because we are remotely. We have so many people of countries that they are working remotely from the hometown. We let them do that, or even work one day from home. Before, it was the nice thing to have. Right now is slightly different, no? Right now is everybody is working from there. We are working fine. Maybe sales team, maybe some teams, they are suffering a little bit more, because in the culture in Japan, it's nice to give the Meishi card, the card, etc.
In Japan, they like to do business mostly face to face.
Exactly, but in so many countries,
Yes.
so it's going to affect. But we are a technological company, online company. I think we are winners. Later, we need to do so many things, challenges, clients that they don't have the budget because they are losing this retail or this physical physical thing, no? But we are affected, no? We are affected because it's a domino. If the economy is not so good, it's going to affect us. But we could get reinforced. We are not the loser. Our business is not so highly impacted. You have an online application. Google Market is there. Apple Market is there, so that's why. Okay, so I think that we can adapt. We have a team that can very well adapt. We have other challenges. Now we are more, because you are forced to work remotely. It's not so nice. You are not motivated. You don't feel you are choosing that.
Yeah.
So we as managers, we need to care about the health of the people. I think we are asking. We are like, hey, what's happening? Some people, etc. Stress. I think we are more productive in general, with the productivity increase, but our mental health decrease. No, so we need to go out. We need to do like this we are doing now to be in the park and do that. So I think we need to change ourselves. But I think the society has changed, and the longer you take to realize, the longer you are going to suffer. And some people, they're going to live in the past, etc. But it's here to stay. I mean, we're going to wash much more times our hands every day. We're going to be wearing masks. It's going to be maybe as an influenza. Even we have vaccines, you're not going to trust everybody. Maybe the vaccine is going to be for 6 months.
Russian vaccine.
Things are going to change, and I think you need to be open-minded and realistic.
And realistic, and I guess ready for different scenarios.
Yes.
So, as a manager of a very diverse international team, how do you, in the end of the day, everybody is different, and everybody, sometimes, as you said, none of us native speakers of English, and sometimes what you say can be understood differently. How, as a manager, how do you make sure that what you're saying is going across the right, in the right context, and what are pro tips you have for that?
It's very easy.
It's very easy.
With love.
With love?
With love.
Aww.
With a lot of love. And you know how? Because you show by the example. You act in a way, your actions is talking by you. You can say to someone, oh, sorry, this is wrong, can you do it better by this? But you need to show that you care. You cannot only say, no, this is wrong. No, you need to follow up and say, hey, this is wrong. Can you read this page? Can we pair? Can you schedule a meeting with me? You need to create this trust, this environment, that people, they know that when they are having a problem, they can come to you because you're going to provide a solution that is going to be good for you. You cannot reply someone in a way that is like, oh, you are the enemy. Now I see you, like, if you come for seeking help, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm not your guy, whatever. I mean, maybe you are not the right person, but you need to explain properly, and you need to. That's key. I think that you need to build this relation to do that, because we're in places right now that they are so specialists, expertise needed. At the end, it's difficult to arrive to the moments we are. No, this seniority. No, it's difficult. At the end, it's not. Tomorrow you are there. No, you need that. So you need to take really care of the people you are working with, because losing them is a big loss. It's not something like you can easily replace.
I agree.
You need to train for months, years, then you get something, investment, the value, if they have ideas. You need to respect a lot, and it depends a lot of leadership, how they define a company, relations, etc. That's difficult. That's requires sort of expertise. But as I said, probably the first one is love and
Sure.
to be this virtual hug, no? And with our cultures, no, maybe they are a bit more open than Japanese, so you need to
Yeah.
care, no? One of my suggestions here is a book, is the cultural map. I think that for everybody, if you are international, if you have been in another place, read that. Why? Because this book is gonna make sure that you understand that everything is relative. You can be open in, let's say, you can be cold, for example, in Spain. You can come here to Japan and then you are open, no? So you are more talking, etc. Why? Because here in the Japanese culture is they don't mind to be in silent. Silent is okay. They can be huge gaps between one and the other.
Yeah.
In Spain, I mean, you cut the people, like they are talking, no, you start, no? Hey, you need to understand that, and it's very interesting because you are not going to see only by a couple of countries, you're going to see a lot of countries, and then you're going to become more humble, more conscious, more aware, like, hey, this is happening, hey, wait a second, I'm not so right. So you need to adapt and think again and do this kind of meta exercise to reflect and meditate and
Wow.
become, that's the point. You need to do the exercise. You need to stop it and say, hey, wait a second. I'm so right. Hey, this guy is right. Hey, this guy, he's trying the best for the company. In the case of company, but any field, you can do the same. This guy, he cares. He deeply cares, but I don't see why he cares or why this that he's doing, he's right. Maybe he's not telling the information. Maybe he's not telling the information because in the culture, the boss is not telling to the other.
Right.
So we are trying to be more flexible, and for me, maybe one of the challenges, it was not so for me, but in the point is to address properly each person. You open the door, you know who you are going to talk about, and you're going to change your hat, and you're going to be another Sergio, and it's fine. It's completely fine. You don't need to be so specialist. No, you need to just connect the people and make sure that everybody is happy. And if you need to act like a proxy between two people, you do that.
How hard is it to admit that, oh, you know what, like I was wrong in this situation? And
it's difficult. Of course, it's difficult. It takes years. It takes
Were you in that kind of situation where you had to actually say,
you don't realize. The problem of a lot of things we are talking about management is that it's difficult to measure. It's difficult to realize.
Yes, it is difficult to measure.
One of the qualities skills is the self-control. You need to control yourself well. No, that's one of the things that you measure properly in the recruitment phases is the hard skills to achieve, like for example self-control, or to be able to get a habit, or to be able to care about the team, or things that you can learn, like language code. No, you can learn the language code, but because that's the kind of simple thing. But the kind of verticals that they are difficult, I think that's the thing you need to invest, and you need to invest all your life. I mean, I'm going to be much better, or I hope, okay, to be much better person in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. So right now I feel like, wow, so I know this that I didn't know 10 years ago, I didn't know 20 years ago, but I am sure that it's going to be the same all the time. Why? Because my mentality, that's it, okay? And the question for you is like, okay, Sergio, how can I achieve this? No? My suggestion, very important suggestion, apart of talking with friends, which is very good, is
take notes, guys.
Looking to yourself, no, looking at the mirror and see, okay, how I am, how deeply can I analyze. One of the things I did in the past is I had 45 minutes from my home to the university, and I was thinking, no, I was not doing something else, etc. I was thinking about like, oh, this, that, and I was doing a lot of philosophical conversation with myself, like, okay, this, that. And even I do today with a lot of topics, like, did I took the right decision? Did I say the right thing? Do I want to affect? Because you know that when it's a domino, you affect something and everything is going to be spread. But it's the butterfly effect, no? So you need to be conscious, and if you want to react positively and you care about the people, because I care, you want to do things right. And there is a moment, and this is another topic, and it's about the meditation, that it helps you a lot to understand better yourself, sometimes to surrender, sometimes to appreciate more things, sometimes you get to another level of conscience, and every time you get this level of conscience, you cannot go back. Once you learn...
You cannot go back, you mean to your previous self? Or?
Yes. You can act like before,
I see.
but mentally you
Mentally
can change.
can, okay.
For example, when you learn more about economy, money, how to manage, etc., hey, you cannot go back. You are aware, like, hey, I'm paying this, it's worth, is that? Some people, they are like, oh, I don't care, whatever. Hey, it's fine, I respect. But once you understand, once you are like aware and deeply aware, it's not only like, I read the book, I forgot. No, it's like when you are aware, when you meditate, when you are thinking, that makes sense. I mentioned the book. When I'm reading books, I like to read books that they are useful on the time. When I read the books, I'm thinking, I read slowly in the way, like I read something and I'm comparing, I'm thinking like,
Do you take notes, by the way, when you read?
I take notes, I highlight because I do with a Kindle. But the point is, I meditate. I compare to my previous experience. It's not like,
oh, wow.
It's not like I'm reading a next one. Of course, I'm reading books that they are a bit specific. It's not like a novel.
Specific to your industry.
For example,
profession.
I want to be a better manager. I read the best book about to be a manager, but I need to read 5 more books because one book is not going to give you only the one.
Right.
It's going to be one point of view.
One perspective, yeah.
Exactly. So you need several perspectives, and then
Get
you
the
do
best out of it.
Exactly, and then you talk with friends. But that's maybe the advices, no? But meta philosophical thing is you need to work a lot with that. It's going to take you years to do that.
Yeah. Get better every day and learn something every day.
Every day, little by little. Don't stress. Little by little.
What is the book that you read recently that had big impact on your way of thinking, or it changed the way you viewed certain things?
Okay, the last one I read is Principles by Dario Rey, but this one...
By who?
Dario Rey.
Dario
Rey. He has a company, investment, etc. It's very interesting, but I don't think it's the best one.
Just recently.
Yes. I want to suggest one that is much better. Okay, I said the cultural map. Now the second one, essentialism.
I think you suggested that to me.
And you didn't read that,
No.
okay? So that's how you don't evolve, okay? So you need to take these changes. You need to write down. You need to organize. Sometimes you need time to take a look back. But essentialism, and essentialism is very simple. It's telling you like, stop doing things that they don't go anywhere. Maybe you are doing a lot of things every day, but you know
they're in vain. Nothing happens.
Yeah. It's like, okay, maybe there is a short effect. Like, for example, in my case, no, okay, I play video games a little bit, but. A little bit. In the moment, there is a moment I'm like, hey, I'm not being efficient. Hey, this obsession needs to be managed, no? They need to be under control, so I can do it. The point is, a lot of times as managers, we have many meetings, and they're like, do I need to have the meeting? No, don't do that. Just focus on what is the value for the company to be successful. Hey, if you need to cancel this meeting, you cancel. If you don't attend, you don't attend. Add for later, like, hey, give me the notes. Whatever it is. But try to take the right steps. There is one guy in Spain, he's a politician, and I think it's very, very interesting. He's alive, he's super smart, and in one of the, I don't remember,
Okay,
that's why I said, I don't know, sorry. But he's disabled, okay? He's very smart, disabled, and he said in one interview something that was like, hey, I do the same as the other people, okay? He cannot move from his chair, etc. And he was like, hey, I'm doing this, and he got a career, he got a PhD, I don't remember, but it's amazing. And he said, no, what happens is, I'm not doing wrong movements. I'm doing the right movements to get the goal. You are doing 3 movements with your body.
But they all have impact.
Exactly.
They're not just like zero value.
Exactly. When you are blind, you are able to perceive things better. Why? If you are not blind, you don't perceive the same.
You take it for granted also. Maybe.
Exactly. When you are sick is the moment you are like, oh shit, I cannot do this. I appreciate that. So why don't you do the exercise now? You are conscious and you say, hey, we are healthy now. Yeah. Let's enjoy the day. Let's do it intense, no? Because maybe tomorrow we are sick and we cannot.
Yes.
So that's the point. Try to take intense, to be alive, to be like every day. Like, wow, that's the last day of my life, and let's do it.
That's very inspirational.
it's inspirational, and that's the goal, no? That's
it is the goal. Let's talk a little bit about your life in Japan. It's been 8 years, and when you moved. What was the hardest thing you needed to adapt to, like cultural maybe thing that, oh my God, they do it differently or something, you know? I like one friend of mine. But it's related. A friend of mine asked me this question. Hey, Mariet, is there a thing that you used to do differently back then, in one way, but you do it differently right now?
sure, but I give up things in the way of like I don't want to get attached to something too strongly.
Okay.
People, they get strong like, oh, my whatever word, my phone, oh, I lost the phone. No, for me it's like, oh, I lost the phone, it's in the cloud, that's fine. Okay, that's the problem.
Good.
That's my problem. The problem is with other things. Okay, physical things, etc. Or my way. No, for me it's like, hey, I can like coming here. I sacrifice a lot of things: family, friends, relations, way of living, etc. Completely. I mean, each one is going to suffer from one way. All of us will suffer. Okay, all of us we are losing things. We are earning more things. People that they have been traveling, etc. They're going to get a lot of positive things, which that's very, very, very extremely interesting. So it's a trade-off. Okay, here is a trade-off.
But still, like, you know, you moved, things work differently here. Society is a little bit different. As you said, like, you know, in Spain, you know, people are more vocal. People want to express their feelings and words. They want to hug, they want to touch. And in Japan, it's the exact opposite. Like,
but for me, that part was not so bad. At the end, I'm a person that I'm not so Spanish that way. So,
right.
So, but I'm open here in Japan. Okay, that's the point.
You are very social here, right?
I'm social. I'm trying. I like because I think that's what matters. But I think more pros in Japan than weaknesses, and I also try to appreciate. No, I try to also
what do you appreciate?
To look more to this bright side. No, for example, the security. No, you can walk anywhere, anytime for the street, and nothing happens. Even
thank
you
God.
are a woman. It's fine. No? This kind of study, I want to be there. I want to pay my taxes in the place that they are investing in a better thing. No, look now
better
Spain, what they are doing with the COVID. So, hey, that's the part that is sad for me. Okay, exactly, and I appreciate this stuff. Maybe the cons is this loneliness, etc. That's difficult. No, it's difficult to get strong relations with the local people, etc. But they respect. No, we are here. No one came. No one is bothering. We are respecting everybody. Not so many people. That's important. No, you need to understand the rules and the social rules. No, rules like law and also human rules. No, so you need to understand and make the puzzle. No, and fit them. I do. I really care. And I understand. And hey, I'm here because that. And I understand that I cannot vote. I cannot be a politician. I cannot, etc. Okay. Hey, it's fine. I'm not gonna steal nothing from a shop. I'm gonna respect. I'm gonna respect the line. I'm gonna do that. Hey, that's it. Hey, that's the rules. If you go to another country, it's differently. So we are lucky that we have, in my case, okay, and more other people, but we have a passport that it let us to go to another country. There are countries you cannot. So I appreciate these things. Better, worse, doesn't matter. I appreciate a lot the fact that I got the opportunity. And I got opportunities in my life. I got a lot of opportunities. People, they gave me the opportunities. And I use smartly the opportunities. I use the opportunities. Some people, they're gonna throw away. Oh, you are paying me my career. I don't want to study. That's fine. I study. I try to take it, and then I did the next thing. I got a job. I did the travel. I came. I got another job. I got promoted. Hey, that's evolution. Can be better. Yeah, can be better. But I am happy with that. I'm fulfilled now with that. Other people, they are not going to be happy. They're going to, oh, you did that. Oh, you travel so many countries. Oh, I have jealousy in the company. It's a lot of ego, etc. Hey, don't compare. It's like, are you happy? Are you happy?
Yeah.
No, change your life. Yes. Okay, you're happy. What do you want to change? Do more. Help to the others. If you can, if you are okay, help to the others. No, but there are moments in your life. There are stages. It depends.
Where do you see yourself in that silly question in 5 years? Like, or where would you like to be? Like professionally, personally, maybe even geographically. You know. Maybe you want to have kids.
Yeah. Sure. I want to have kids.
Didn't sound so.
No. Yeah. I want to have a family. That's for granted. Where I want to be depends. It depends a lot about the company. It depends a lot about the company. I want to provide more value. I want to be useful. That's one of the keys. I want to be also. I choose companies now that they are really doing something. To the society. I want to see the results there. I don't really want to waste the time and everything and go somewhere garbage. I don't like it. I would like someday to create my own company, okay? But I discover with the time that I'm more the type of intrapreneur than the entrepreneur.
I
So
see.
I am a bit risk adverse. I don't like this kind of risk as legal stuff, etc. I don't like so much that. I know all the steps of the end to end of a company because I really care about that. But if I were able to partner with someone else, maybe I will find like, okay, let's do our company. That's fine. But maybe myself, it's gonna be something small, etc. So, but in any case, I'm not rushing. Right now, in my position, what I'm doing, I'm very happy. I'm extremely happy. I think that I can do better. The problem is, I think I know more than other people, so I could take better decisions. But
Right.
for me, it's like, slow down, be humble, listen. You need to listen, learn. Hey, I'm 34 years old. There are people that they are 44, they are 50, they are 64. They have more experience than me.
Yeah.
Some of them, they didn't use experience properly. They didn't use the time efficiently. So
Right.
maybe they don't know so much as I do. But it doesn't matter. I want to have the respect. So
Right.
I'm going to understand with the mirror my limitations, and I'm going to say, hey, I can do this better, but I can do this worse. And what I need to do is I need to breathe, relax, and then now Mariet is breathing. Now I need to learn more to be ready for that time, because I was able to do many things in my life, like
I
come
think
to
so,
Japan
yeah.
and being a startup and an international startup, because I had the minimums in this, no? My minimum English, my minimum knowledge, whatever. Okay, that's the point.
So, yeah, I want to switch maybe to more short answered questions.
Sure.
What
Sorry.
No. As you say, like if you guys are still watching us, I want to know what makes you happy. Few things.
What made me happy?
Yeah, what makes you happy, like in your everyday life?
I think for being happy, it's about to have a dream. No, I think that when
Do you
you
have a
want
dream?
people, yeah, it's to have a dream. The point is that my dreams, they are achievable dreams. No? Some people, they go to high expectations and they are always happy. In my case, for me, it's like to record this podcast made me very happy. No?
Really?
Yeah,
Me
really,
too.
Really. So other people, they need something. They need to buy an expensive car. No, I don't
To
need
feel
an expensive
happy,
car. I just need to be healthy. Okay, that's the most
agree.
important thing.
Yep.
And then if you are stay strong and you learn and you understand to rational think, you have everything, and you are open mind to be wrong. It's like people, they are teaching me. I remember when I was 18 years old, I was with a lot of computer stuff, etc., in Teams, etc. I was learning in that time from kids that they were 14 years old, and they were amazing. They were super smart.
Wow.
Believe me, super smart. And at that moment, I was like, wow, I don't know so much. I need to do. And this concept, this step that I took that time, I bring all my life. No, it has been with me all the time, and I was like, hey, it doesn't matter so much the age. You want to be respectful, but it doesn't matter. Someone who is much younger than you, someone who is
You
new
can
that
learn,
came
yeah.
from the university and is like a freshman, etc. You need to respect and you need to listen and you need
Yeah.
to empower and say, hey, what do you know, what you don't know? And you need to reinforce and you need to sit with them and say, okay, but you know, this that you are saying is not going to work because this. And he's going to learn, and the next time he's going to explain to someone else. And it happens with me, with a lot of managers right now, that they are better than I am. And it's like, wow, I was investing, I was teaching them, oh, do this, don't do that. But it was my point of view. And now they are telling me, and we are working together. And it's not teacher-student relation. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, let's discuss. Maybe I'm wrong, or
Yeah.
maybe you are wrong. It doesn't matter. The point is, like, we're going to take the best decision we can in a collaborative way. No? So this kind of thing is what we were talking about before, etc. So do I answer the question?
Yeah, like going.
So I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy with few things, and you cultivate this with understanding what is around you, and it's the world, and it's the universe, and maybe it's too much, okay, but that, yes, that's true. It's like we are a tiny thing in a world that is
Yeah.
going around in a place that no one knows, and everybody
That's
of
true.
us, we're gonna die. Hey, we know that's the only thing for granted.
Yeah.
But on this journey, what do we want to do? What impact do we want?
yeah.
At the end, it's a lot of learning, teaching. I'm learning. I'm going to teach to someone who's going to be behind. So that's the way. And in this way, what else can I do? Oh, we are doing an application which is amazing for having the financial things in Japan, etc. Hey, wow, that's great. I mean, and we are freemium. Hey, download it right now, no? So it's not a sponsor, okay, at all. but the point is, hey, you are doing something that you can be proud, no, to be working with. That's it. So that's what made me happy. This kind of tiny dreams that they are not obsessed, they are very healthy, they are being fair with everybody around. We are trying a more collaborative way, but other people, they're going to be like, oh no, I want money and more money and more money, and there is never a stop for that, no? For me, in my case, well, my happiness is to achieve this tiny thing. Tomorrow is going to be something else tiny, but having a good relation and that's it.
What's your favorite food? Does food make you happy? Food makes me happy.
A lot. I have an Instagram that is about food. We can leave in the description or somewhere.
We can.
And I just put the recipes, not the recipes, the dish that I cook, because I want to remember, and someday that I don't know what to eat, I want to go back and see, okay, what can I prepare? Okay, so this is my kind of database of food. In any case, what kind of food? My wife, she's half Japanese Mexican, so we love Mexican food. We love Japanese food. I like Spanish food, but depends what.
What is Spanish food?
A lot of things.
Right.
A lot of things. Maybe I'm not the best to ask that question. No, because
What your mom cooks usually?
The point is, I want to be fair, and I think there are things that are awesome in the Spanish food, and I'm not the expert. So I'm going to say, you can do a paella, for example, you can do a Spanish omelette. I do them, I prepare them, but there are more than that. There are cocidos, that is the I don't remember the name in English, but whatever. You can do so many other things, okay? So there are a lot of diversity. We are talking about the Mediterranean cuisine, which, hey, that's very good.
I love Mediterranean.
I love, for example, also pasta, raviolis. I love a lot of things with cheese. I like to cook, okay? And even sometimes I like to see these short videos. They are very creative and they are teaching you something cool. And you are like, okay, I'm going to do this fried potatoes, and you do something with bicarbonated. That's cool because you take it to the next level, no? And you are like, wow, you challenge yourself and challenge accepted, no? And that's cool, no? I like it. At the same time, let me say something. It's important. I think you need to keep the humor. You need to be a humor person and try the irony and try to don't take things personal. That's very important for as a human. Okay, you're gonna be happier. That's it. So about food, I love it. I like to go to very affordable places in Japan and find them and eat this food, and wow, I like it. I spend quite time. I can give good suggestions.
Can you make let's say 3 suggestions in Tokyo where we could eat your favorite food? Let's say you go to restaurants like, Mexican, I go there. Italian, I go there. Japanese, this is the best.
I'm very bad with the names and memory, so I have them in my Google Maps. I can tell you very quickly, but it's going to be really fair or true, no? Italian place.
Emilia?
Emilia is not bad. They have good dishes, no? I was thinking about Emilia because it's close to here.
Yeah, it's very close, yeah.
I agree, but the problem is I prepare pretty good pasta. Spaghetti. My wife, she loves it, and she always tell me like, outside I don't try so much because it's that. No, I need a bit more time to think about that. So.
Okay, think about that. We can come back to that. But if we were like, what are your favorite spots in Tokyo? I don't know, that visually and aesthetically you enjoy.
Don't get me wrong, okay? Even I'm not saying the names here about the 3 places, or I have a lot. I have in Google Maps. I organize very well. The same with the places in Tokyo. I have been so many places. I love before in the past. I did couch surfing. I host people in my house. Yes, I did. Nice. And I met people.
That's unexpected.
It was amazing. The relation.
It's one way of meeting people. Yeah.
It was awesome. Okay, I was living there. It was awesome. Okay, and people or friends, they told me like, oh Sergio, thanks for your being a travel guide, because I was telling them a lot of things, a lot of places that were hidden in Tokyo. and they were like, wow, that's amazing. I could have take forever, to find these places.
Right.
Even Japanese people that they were living in places like Shibuya, living there, they told me, wow, Sergio, you know many more places that I know. Okay, one of the things I like or I enjoy it is, for example, places that are the whiskey places. You know that I'm a drunk guy, no, not at all, but I know.
Yeah, you don't even drink. Do you drink?
I drink very few, but I love to know these kind of hidden places. Okay, so that's why when you ask me like, hey, Sergio, what's the best Japanese place? I know several of them, and they are the best of quality price, and they are affordable, and they are so. That's the kind of point. I know them. I can tell you 10 suggestions, but the first thing I'm gonna do is, what do you want? What is that for you? Because then I can give you the advice. For me, a lot of times it's convenient, close area, etc. You mentioned like that. Later, what you find out with us, Mexican and Spanish, is that it's not the same. They are a fusion. They are something that is something similar, but it's not like Mexico, like Spain. They're not the same ingredients. For example, a Spanish place I can give you it's a Catalan place. It's La Fonda de Sant Jordi. I love this place.
La Fonda?
It's in Ebisu, La Fonda de Sant Jordi. It's a place that is more Catalan. The owner, he's from Catalonia, so it's authentic thing.
Wow.
He's trying with the ingredients that they are more local, but he's trying to do the fusion, but it's very good. So I suggest the place. It's small, okay, but I strongly suggest the place. As a Mexican place, it's difficult because you want to go to small places that they have more local things. For example, Hacienda del Cielo is a place that is Mex-Tex, is more for cocktails, is more for party, but can I suggest that? Yeah, Italian, you have trattorias that they are good, they're pretty good. There is one in Ebisu, it's Vacanza, it's pretty good. They have this oven, or the Savoy for pizza. That's good because they have the oven with the wood, etc. So I have a lot of names. I have been in a lot of places. You mentioned areas. I divide. I always explain to the tourists like there are 2-3 sites, so they can do one of the sites is by day. They can go to the east that we are talking about. Yeah, we can be here hours talking about this, but they can go to Skytree, Asakusa, Akihabara. They can go to Akihabara, Ueno, on Mayoko Street. They can go to the south more to Ginza. On Sundays is open the streets. They can go then to Odaiba also with Ariake, etc. There are more areas, okay, but these are the main ones. Then in the west side, they can go in Roppongi. It's also important with the
very important
Tokyo Tower. Then you have Harajuku, Shinjuku with the towers, with the government towers. You have then more to the west. You have Ebisu, Meguro, etc. But they are okay. Depends what you want.
You could be a part-time tour guide, actually.
I know a lot.
I've done it.
Believe me. I have done several maps for the people coming, and if they need something, they can even. I can give advice. Okay?
Message yeah.
I love to do this and chat. It's a very important skill. And for example, in the west, you can go to Kichiyoji,
Sangenjaya?
Shima Kitazawa. Later, you can go outside. That's why I suggest more to Kyoto, to Tokyo, to go to Kamakura, Hakone. You can go to Nikko. You can go in Tsukuba. You have the Buddha, etc. You have many other places, Mitake, Monte Mitake, Takao Monte. You can do hiking. I have been doing several hiking over there. You can go a little bit more to Izu Island. Then you can go to Kyoto, Nara, Osaka, many places. And every time you go to one of them, or even Sapporo is very nice also, or Nagasaki. I love Nagasaki.
I've never been to Nagasaki actually.
That's super beautiful. Nagasaki is very beautiful. To go to the top, there is a views that they're awesome. Go please. That's my experience. That's what I know. That's what I can. Okay, it makes sense. It doesn't. I love to go to new places and try the food from their places. Okay, even I don't love the spicy food. Okay, that's one of the disclaimers. So it's like, I mean, I can eat spicy food, but there are things that I don't like. So I narrow, my food taste. But in any case, because I love so many cultures, I can do. Or for example, Indian food here is kind of okay if you find the place. So that's it.
If not Japan, where else you think you could live?
good question. Probably, and I never want to say never, okay, because that's not true.
Never
I
say
could do,
never.
but US I will not. Okay,
I have the same opinion about that.
I will not live
Yeah.
there. Okay, why this? Okay,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Various
I will
reasons.
not. I will live in a short time in some places like Singapore, Hong Kong, because I love this kind of skyscrapers, technology, super a lot of crowd, investments, money, things happening. Okay, or even China. Even I could live a little bit in China, like Shanghai, etc. I don't love the culture, etc. I understand very well the culture of Chinese people, etc. But I don't know. Okay, that's super respectable.
So are you saying you wouldn't choose Europe?
I will choose Europe. That's it. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Europe is one of the best places of the world. I think so. Different areas.
Even though Europe is dying, kinda.
I don't think it's dying. At the
Okay.
end, Europe is something that is
Transforming, maybe.
Yes, always transforming, but it reverse. No, it's like there are up and downs. I think that Europe has amazing places to see, to
That's
visit.
true.
The culture. I mean, you go to US and how many years of history? 300, and they destroy everything there. I mean,
Yes.
you go to Mexico, you see the pyramids,
Yeah.
the Aztecas, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, wow, respect. No, I mean, the Spanish people when they arrived to America, they created, no, with the society, they didn't exterminate. So, hey, that's different. So, in Japan, you have a culture. In China, you have amazing culture. In Europe, you have awesome the chars, all the wars that they did. They kill each other. They reborn. They transform. Okay, I mean, so Europe is amazing. There are so many countries. Each one is different. I'm lucky being Spanish. I can go anywhere in Europe. Well, I don't think it matters so much. I think it's more about the expertise and what you can provide. Okay?
Right.
It's not about that
Right.
what's your password, but yeah. So that's probably will be more the Europe side, but it depends. It depends the conditions. It depends so many
Course,
things. I
course.
could be etc. I could be even in Brazil or Argentina. Even
Yeah.
that's not what I'm searching for. I'm not searching even Mexico. I love the place. I can visit that, and I really respect and understand what is there. But to live every day, even if you have kids, no, if you have where you want them to learn, to grow,
Yeah.
to get this culture,
Yeah.
and because that I believe that doesn't really matter as much you as parents, which
Right.
is important, but it's who is going to be in the school with them, who is going to be their friends for more time. No, these
Yeah.
guys, they only really my best friends. They are influencing me a lot.
Right.
And I'm learning a lot, and I'm
Right.
very different than them. I'm very different. I choose best friends and friends that they are very different than me because I'm learning and
From
I
them,
adapt. No, this trip I mentioned, 100 days in Asia, I learned a lot because we are so different each other, and I think that I got much better because I saw another point of view,
Yeah.
another perspective.
Let's make it last question,
Yeah,
but
let's wrap up.
because you brought up that the people that in your surroundings, in your circle, influence you a lot, and they're very important. So, who do you look up to? Is there anyone who you look up to? You look, oh wow, this person is. How do I say it? Like, you know, it's like your hero, kind of, in a way, maybe.
Okay, I don't have heroes. I don't have it.
Okay,
I don't
maybe
have.
it's too strong.
No,
some-
but let me explain because I think it's interesting. As Japanese. the
Japanese
style.
sneezing.
Okay, I don't have heroes. Like you are putting someone in a pedestal. Like wow, he's awesome. I'm gonna
Right,
follow.
right, right.
No, but I follow people, especially on YouTube. I watch these videos. I learn from them. At the end, I have respect for all of them, and I think it's more important if you are able to take the best of each one of them than to try to have one person who is the best, no, on everything. Because I'm not the best of everything. I know, and that's why maybe I'm better because I'm humble enough. No, I
Yeah.
talked long time ago with one very, very extremely senior architect, IT senior architect, and he told me, "Hey Sergio, I'm not good because I know how to do the code better. I'm good because I do testing. No, it's not. It's like I'm following a process, not bypassing the process. No, so
Yeah.
it's the same here. It's like well, you are good because you are thinking a rational way. You are what is called system thinking. You are creating a system and improving the system and considering all the parts of the wall, and you have a mechanism rational mechanism and open-minded is more efficient than that. So it's better if anybody in the street can teach you something.
100%
No, it's
agree,
like
100%
oh,
agree.
okay, I can learn from you, Mariet,
Yeah.
a lot. Okay, and the best I can listen to you and read you and understand you, the more I'm gonna learn.
I see what
Or
you're
I can see the words from you and say, I hate you, but it's gonna help me. It's gonna help someone. No, so that way I think is more efficient.
Maybe my question was more like, I guess I wanted to hear a name, but maybe
Okay, yeah, I can give you names if you want.
Someone like who inspires you, someone inspirational. You know, as you said, I 100% agree with you. You can learn from anybody you meet in your life, and we do. And it's a matter of recognizing that or not. But maybe like someone who inspires you.
Let me give you some names. The problem here is that some of them they are Spanish YouTubers, which I watch several, and you learn. But let me say one that is US. His channel is his name is Patrick. I think it's Pat or Patrick. He's doing value entertainment, so it's like entertainment and value. You put together these words, and that's the channel. So if you search both words, value, entertainment. This guy, he's sales background. He's good at doing the speeches, explaining. I love it. I think that's a very, very fundamental skill you need. And he's talking about business. He's doing interviews to Kobe Bryant, Kiyosaki, and more other things. Okay, so he has a very powerful channel. There are more people like him. Okay, you need to understand what he's doing, how he's affecting people. So it's not like, oh, he's my hero and everything. No. He's like, I watch the thing. I understand what he's saying. I understand the context. U.S. context is different than more global context,
yeah.
but he's a guy who, if you are reading and how he explained, he's like, hey, he knows his shit, okay? He knows what he's doing. So try to get that, no? And as I said, there are more people that they are doing kind of the same, but he could be one example to say, okay. And yeah, there are a lot of very bad things I could say about, hey, I don't really like how he this, but don't focus on that. Learn the best of him, because he has a lot to teach. Later, okay, he has his company with training for masterclass. You are paying a lot. Etc. Hey, perfect. That's a business. That's everything. He's investing a lot of time. Respect. Okay, I am watching the free content, etc. But I respect and I really admire his work. So, and a lot of more people. Okay, that Spanish, English, etc. Different places. So, but it's important. This diversity and measure, no, and understand the why.
Yeah, rather than
don't be blind. Don't be blind.
Exactly. Rather than watching just and following one person, it's like you're taking the best from pretty much everyone.
Yeah,
you encounter.
but he's probably the best comes to my mind right now as I'm following, etc.
And who inspires you? Cool. Well, it's actually getting dark.
Yes.
And that was the last question. There are so many more questions, but you know, I'm afraid to make it too long. But anyhow, I think I hope this is going to be inspirational, and I think it was interesting, and I learned a lot more about you, Sergio. So thank you so much for taking time and doing this with me. I think this was fun, and feel free to say something.
Let me provide more value to this channel,
Yes.
no? Let me ask you one question.
Sure.
So the final question is mine. What do you expect in your future?
Oh wow, what do I expect in my future? That's a difficult question. Why?
So it's very simple question. We have been talking about that all the time. So okay, let me make another question, maybe more interesting. What have you learned about this talk? What is the strongest thing or the most interesting thing that I mentioned for you that you want to remark and remember later? Like,
I think I really, I would say I was a little bit surprised to learn that you try and always look at the positive side. So that's very hard for me. I am maybe a little bit more on the negative side, and looking and seeing the positive side is always very hard. I also learned that it's not learn, but like I admire, like, you know, when you say like, oh, always be humble, always listen and hear and learn and give back. So I think those are the main messages to me, and I also admire how much knowledgeable you are, I would say, you know, like, and you can always like Yeah, those are maybe the things.
It's fine. No, it's completely fine. I mean, everybody's gonna take something.
Yeah, everybody's gonna take
but
exactly.
That's yours.
Exactly.
Which, hey, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Exactly.
great. If you learn something, I'm super
Exactly.
happy to participate
And being
here.
happy about simple things. You know, happy with less. Be happy with less.
Yes. Don't make
Yeah.
complexity, etc.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Yeah.
And not being in a rush. You know, slow down, reflect, look back, look up.
Okay. Time to wrap up.
Yes, time to wrap up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hope you enjoyed this, and till next time. Bye.
Bye bye.